Jutting from eternally belching plumes of stinking corrosive smoke is the iron city of Dis, and atop its shrieking black keep can be found the Infernal War Council. There sit 7 of the greatest, most wicked and cunning of archdevils, each representing one of the 7 mortal sins made manifest. They are the rulers of the court of the 7-headed serpent, which oversees hell's war against creation on earth. Each is known as one of the heads of the serpent, and is ultimately their commands that dictate all the military forces of the Great War in the service of the infernal hierarchy. In this twisted, treacherous and ever-shifting political arena, even the mightiest of devils rarely sit at the Great War Council for long. Towering statues of the serpent heads, representing wrath, envy, pride, gluttony, greed, sloth and lust, are erected in Dis by slavering work gangs of yoke fiends, only to be torn down again and crushed into rubble as new devil lords rise to the pinnacle of power by trampling over their rivals. Manon has been on the council for some time in the position of greed. Beelzebub, who could hold a place in the council, scorns it instead, fighting through his black grail. Please note the stylings of hell and its related sins, and Dis. They are all references to the Divine Comedy by Dante Alighieri, and it follows a Dante throughout the poem as he travels through hell, purgatory to heaven. I want to use the hell part to perhaps get a sense of the different levels of hell within the Trench Crusade, and drop into each level any related lore, such as the weapons, as we go along within those different circles. A side note on Dis in the comedy, it covers the 6th through 9th circles of hell. It's surrounded by the river Styx, which is a reference to the river of the underworld in ancient Greek mythology. It's said to have iron walls and be guarded by fallen angels is Dis, so you can see some familiarities to what's referenced in the Trench Crusade lore. Furies and Medusa also exist there. And you will notice the Greek references, which might not apply to the Crusade lore, but as the Holy Empire or the Holy Roman Empire is around and the Greek and Romans share related gods within the mythology, there is some scope for some crossover. I've linked the lore source for the Circles of Hell bit in the description, and from the Crusade lore we learn each of the 9 hells has its own foul atmosphere and deadly environment, from noxious fumes to burning heat or a bitter coldness below absolute zero, requiring a paladin to wear a specific suit to withstand the infernal elements. Thus, when a paladin enters the gates of hell, they know they must succeed alone or die trying. No help will be forthcoming, not even from within their own order. And about the circles of hell, we begin from Dante's Inferno in Limbo the first. It's inhabited by virtuous non-Christians and unbaptized pagans who are punished with spending eternity in an inferior form of heaven. They reside in a castle with 7 gates, which symbolize the 7 virtues, which are chastity, temperance, charity, diligence, kindness, patience, and humility. In the second circle of hell, Dante and his companion Virgil encounter people who are overcome by lust. They are punished by being violently blown back and forth by strong winds, which prevent them from finding peace and rest. These strong winds symbolize the restlessness of a person who is driven by the desire for lustful pleasures. Dante sees adulterers from history here. The third circle is gluttony. When reaching the third circle of hell, Dante and Virgil find souls of gluttons who are watched over by the 3-headed monster Cerberus. Sinners in this circle of hell are punished by being forced to lie in a vile slush created by never-ending icy rain. The slush symbolizes personal degradation of those who overindulge in food and drink and other earthly pleasures. Their inability to see the other gluttons around them represent their selfishness would be what I was meant to say there, and coldness. And in the Crusade lore, artillery witches stalk the battlefields, hurling ordnance assembled in the death factories of hell's third circle. In the fourth circle of hell, Dante and Virgil see the souls of people who are punished for greed. They are divided into 2 groups, those who hoarded possessions and those who lavishly spent. They are seen jousting with one another. They use great weights as weapons, pushing them with their chests, which symbolises their selfish pursuit for wealth during their lifetime. Dante notes that he sees many clergymen among them, including cardinals and popes. The fifth circle of hell is where the wrathful and sullen are punished for their sins. There Dante and Virgil witness the wrathful fighting each other on the surface of the river Styx, while the sullen gurgle beneath the surface of the water. Once again, the punishment reflects the type of sin committed during their lifetime. And it's there serpent assault guns are made from the terrifying and enormous hand cannon contains a portal to the footed swamps and bogs of the fifth circle of hell. Each bullet it fires is enveloped with an awful gas, and also gas grenades that are insidious weapons attacking the lungs and other internal organs with noxious fumes. Devil alchemists of the fifth circle are especially clever in creating these fiendish and hated weapons. The sixth circle is for heresy, and when reaching the sixth circle of hell, Dante and Virgil encounter heretics condemned to spend eternity in flaming tombs. The seventh circle of hell is violence, and is divided into 3 rings. The outer ring houses murderers and others who are violent to other people or property. Here many are submerged in a river of boiling blood and fire. In the middle ring, the poet sees those who end their own lives. Their souls have been transformed into trees and bushes, constantly tormented as harpies tear at their leaves and branches. Additionally, profligates, those who recklessly waste their lives, are pursued and attacked by savage dogs. The inner ring holds blasphemers, who suffer in a desert of burning sand and burning rain, falling from the sky. In the law, a high-ranking noble, officiant in the cult of the Black Grail, the Lord of Tumours, spreads filth and corruption amongst friends and foe alike. They commune with the Lord of the Flies through a trance-like ecstasy, and can channel the very power of the seventh circle of hell, which Beelzebub rules, and incendiary grenades can set their targets alight with sulphur, phosphorus, or flammable gas captured from the lake of fire in the seventh circle of hell. Clearly things happen in the seventh circle because heretic death commandos are barracked in the seventh circle of Inferno. They are taught the deadly arts of assassination by the damned souls of the greatest killers and murderers whose souls now reside in hell. Here they undergo brutal training, mastering the use of all manner of weapons and poisons, and they are schooled in martial skills by the personal guard of the arch-devil Beleth. They learn to slither as serpents through the battlefield, leaving murder in their wake. The eighth circle of hell is for the fraudulent. Dante and Virgil reach it on the bank of Geryon, a flying monster with different natures, just like the fraudulent. This circle of hell is divided into 10 bolgias, stony ditches, with bridges between them. Each ditch has a different type of people within them. Altogether, summing it all up, there are flatterers, those who are guilty of buying and selling privileges, sorcerers and false prophets, housed corrupt politicians, hypocrites, thieves, evil counsellors and advisors, divisive individuals and various falsifiers such as alchemists, perjurers, counterfeiters, and the ninth circle is for treachery. The ninth circle of hell is divided into 4 regions, according to the seriousness of the sin, though all souls are frozen in an icy lake. Those who committed more severe sins are deeper within the ice. Each of the 4 regions is named after an individual who personifies the sin, and those sins are those guilty of treachery and betrayal towards loved ones, close friends, their country, and their masters. Now looking back over the video, I'm not sure there are a lot of one-to-one matches in terms of the sins and the places that they're associated with, it's fair to say. But it gives you a sense, I hope. So, let me know what you think to this lore down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video on Crusade, oh my friends, try this one instead, as well.